The greatest obstacle standing between you and success is not a lack of ability, intelligence, or opportunity. It is the scattered energy of a mind that tries to walk in 10 directions at the same time. When your attention is divided, your power is divided. But when you learn to direct your focus toward one meaningful path, you unlock a level of discipline and clarity that can transform your entire life. In this understanding lies the key to achieving what most people never reach. 1. The hidden cost of divided attention. There is something that many people do not see. They believe success comes from doing more tasks, more projects, more goals, more ideas. They fill their days with movement, but they do not always move in the right direction. The mind becomes busy, the body becomes tired, the energy becomes scattered, and slowly, without noticing, a person loses the most important thing they have, their ability to focus. Imagine taking a candle and lighting it in the middle of a dark room. A single flame can bring light. But now imagine taking that same flame and dividing it into 100 different places. Each flame becomes weaker, the light becomes smaller, the power of the fire disappears. This is what happens with your attention. Your attention is your inner energy. Where your attention goes, your life follows. But when your attention is constantly pulled in different directions, your energy becomes weak. You may have talent, you may have intelligence, you may have good intentions, but without focus, these qualities cannot fully express themselves. A person who focuses deeply on one path can create something extraordinary. A person who constantly changes direction may spend years moving but never truly arriving. Look at nature. A river becomes powerful because it moves in one direction. It does not ask every moment, should I go left? Should I go right? Should I become something else? So, it continues, slowly, patiently, with consistency. And because of this commitment, even a small stream can cut through stone. The same principle exists within human beings. Your strength does not come only from how much energy you have. Your strength comes from how well you can direct that energy. Many people wake up every morning with many desires. They want to build a successful career. They want to become healthier. They want to learn new skills. They want to improve relationships. They want financial freedom. They want peace of mind. All of these things are valuable. But when everything becomes the priority, nothing receives the full attention it needs. The mind becomes like a person holding many tools but never using any one tool long enough to create something meaningful. A person may have a hammer. A person may have a saw. A person may have many materials, but if they never commit to building one thing, nothing will ever stand. This is one of the great challenges of modern life. We live in a world that constantly asks for our attention. Every notification, every message, every new opportunity, they all compete for a piece of our mind. And if we are not careful, we give away our focus without even realizing it. A distracted mind does not belong fully to itself. It is controlled by whatever demands attention at that moment. True freedom begins when you can choose where your attention goes, not where the world tells you it should go. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that deserves my deepest energy right now? Not 10 things, not 20 things, one thing. The answer may change over time, but in each season of life, there must be something you choose to cultivate deeply, because growth requires patience. A seed does not become a tree by being moved from one place to another every day. It grows because it stays. It receives sunlight. It receives water. It develops roots. Human growth works the same way. You need roots. You need time. You need commitment. Many people leave their path too early because they expect immediate results. They plant a seed today and become frustrated because there is no tree tomorrow. But the unseen work is still happening beneath the surface. The roots are becoming stronger. The foundation is being created. Focus means trusting the process before the results become visible. The person who learns to focus is not someone who does everything. It is someone who understands what truly matters and has the courage to remove what does not. Because success is not only about adding. Sometimes success comes from removing distractions, removing unnecessary desires, removing the habit of chasing every new possibility. A clear mind creates a clear path, and a clear path creates powerful movement. The question is not, how many things can I do? The deeper question is, how deeply can I commit to what I choose? Because depth creates mastery, and mastery begins when scattered energy becomes one direction, when your energy stops searching everywhere and begins building somewhere. A scattered mind can create noise, but a focused mind can create transformation. And when you understand why one path must receive your full commitment, you begin to discover the true difference between being busy and becoming a master. 2. Why mastery requires complete commitment. Mastery is not created through occasional effort. It is created through devotion. Many people admire those who become great at something. They look at the musician who plays beautifully, the athlete who performs with incredible skill, the teacher who speaks with wisdom, the craftsman who creates with precision, and they often think, this person was simply gifted. But what they do not see are the thousands of quiet moments behind that ability. They do not see the repetition. They do not see the mistakes. They do not see the patience. They do not see the days when the person continued even when there was no recognition. Mastery is built in the unseen moments. When you choose one thing, you give yourself the opportunity to go deeper than most people are willing to go. A person who touches many things lightly may collect information, but a person who stays with one thing long enough begins to understand its hidden layers. This is the difference between knowing something and embodying something. Knowledge can be collected quickly, but wisdom requires time. You cannot rush understanding. You cannot force experience. A tree does not become strong because it grows quickly. It becomes strong because it survives seasons, storms, heat, cold, time. The challenges are part of the process. They build what cannot be built in comfort. The same is true for personal growth. When you commit to one path, difficulties will appear. There will be moments when motivation disappears. There will be moments when doubt speaks loudly. There will be moments when you wonder if your effort is worth it. This is where many people stop. They mistake difficulty for failure. But difficulty is often the place where transformation begins. A diamond is created under pressure. A strong body is created through resistance. A calm mind is created through practice. The challenge is not there to destroy you. It is there to reveal what you are capable of becoming. Mastery also requires humility. A person who wants to become skilled must accept that they are still learning. The beginner who believes they know everything cannot grow. But the person who remains open, who remains curious, who continues practicing, creates endless possibility. Every day becomes an opportunity to refine. One small improvement, one deeper understanding, one more step. This is how greatness is built, not through one dramatic moment, but through thousands of small moments aligned with purpose. Many people search for a shortcut. They want the result without the repetition. They want the achievement without the discipline. But there is no shortcut to becoming. The path itself is the teacher. The repetition teaches patience. The mistakes teach awareness. The challenges teach strength. The process shapes the person. Imagine a martial artist practicing the same movement again and again. To someone watching from outside, it may look simple. The same stance, the same motion, the same practice. But inside that repetition, something deeper is happening. The body is learning. The mind is becoming sharper. The person is changing. This is the nature of mastery. Simple actions repeated with complete presence. When you choose one thing, you are not limiting yourself. You are concentrating yourself. A magnifying glass can focus sunlight and create fire. The sunlight was always powerful, but only when it became concentrated did its true strength appear. Your abilities are similar. You already carry energy. You already carry potential. But potential without direction remains only potential. Focus turns possibility into reality. There is a question every person must eventually face. What am I willing to practice when nobody is watching? Because this is where mastery begins, not in applause, not in recognition, not in comparison. It begins in the quiet decision to return again and again to the thing that matters. The person who commits deeply develops something rare, trust in themselves. They know they can face difficulty. They know they can improve. They know they can continue. And this inner trust becomes stronger than outside opinions. Because when your foundation is built from discipline, temporary failure cannot easily shake you. The world will always offer you many directions, many distractions, many voices. But the path to mastery asks for something different. It asks for commitment. It asks for patience. It asks you to choose what deserves your life energy and protect it. Because the person who gives everything to something meaningful discovers a power that scattered effort can never create. And once you understand the power of commitment, you must learn the difference between simply doing many things and truly moving forward. 3. The difference between activity and true progress. There is a difference between being active and making progress. Many people confuse the two. They believe that because they are always busy, they are moving closer to their goals. But movement alone does not guarantee direction. A person can walk all day and still be lost. A person can run with great speed and still move away from where they want to be. The important question is not, how much am I doing? The important question is what I am doing bringing me closer to what truly matters? The mind often seeks comfort through activity. When we feel uncertain, we create more tasks. When we feel afraid, we stay busy. When we feel lost, we search for more information. But sometimes more activity is simply a way of avoiding the deeper question. What is the one thing I should truly be building? Progress requires clarity. Without clarity, effort becomes scattered. You may spend years improving things that do not move your life forward. You may become excellent at things that do not serve your purpose. This is why awareness is so important. Before taking action, understand the direction. A person with clear direction and small steps can go farther than a person with endless energy but no destination. Think about an archer. Before releasing the arrow, the archer becomes still. The body becomes steady. The mind becomes quiet. The target becomes clear. Only then does the arrow move. Many people want to release the arrow immediately. They want action without reflection. But true action begins with awareness. The pause before movement is not wasted time. It is preparation. When you focus on one thing, you begin to recognize what deserves your attention and what does not. You stop saying yes to everything. You stop chasing every opportunity. You stop measuring yourself against every person around you. You begin to understand that every choice has a cost. When you say yes to one direction, you are also saying no to many others. This can feel difficult, but discipline is not only the ability to do something. Discipline is also the ability to let go. A person who wants to create something meaningful must protect their energy. Your time is limited. Your attention is limited. Your strength is limited. Therefore, you must use them with wisdom. The question is not whether something is good. Many things are good. The question is whether it is good for your path right now. A wise person understands timing. A wise person understands priorities. A wise person knows that every season of life has something that deserves deeper focus. True progress is often quiet. It does not always look impressive. Sometimes it looks like practicing when nobody notices, reading when nobody praises you, improving when nobody celebrates you, choosing discipline when distraction feels easier. These small decisions create a foundation. And one day, people may see the result, but they will not see all the invisible moments that created it. The world often celebrates the final achievement, but the person who grows learns to value the process, because the process is where character is formed. The goal gives you direction, but the journey gives you strength. So look honestly at your life. Where is your energy going? What receives your attention every day? Are you building something important? Or are you simply reacting to whatever appears in front of you? A focused life does not happen by accident. It is created through conscious choices. One decision, one practice, one direction, repeated over time. The person who understands this no longer asks how to do everything, they ask what truly deserves their everything. Because when your effort becomes aligned with your purpose, your actions become clearer, your progress becomes deeper, and your life begins to move with strength instead of confusion. The noise becomes quieter, the path becomes clearer, and the power you were searching for was never missing. It was waiting for you to stop dividing it. 4. Training the mind to stay focused. This sounds simple, but for many people, this is one of the greatest challenges they will ever face. Because the mind naturally moves, it searches, it compares, it remembers the past, it imagines the future, it looks for something new, something exciting, something easier. The mind is like water. If there is no direction, it spreads everywhere. But when you create a channel, when you guide it with awareness, that same water can become powerful enough to move great things. Your mind is not your enemy. Your thoughts are not your enemy. The challenge is not that the mind moves. The challenge is that we allow the mind to move without guidance. Many people believe focus means forcing yourself. They think focus means sitting still while fighting every thought that appears. But true focus is not a battle against yourself. True focus is a relationship with yourself. It is the ability to notice when your attention has moved away and gently bring it back. Again and again and again. This is the training, not perfection. Practice. Every time you return your attention, you become stronger. Every time you choose what deserves your energy, you develop discipline. Every time you refuse to follow every distraction, you create inner stability. Imagine you are training a young tree. You do not make it grow by pulling on its branches. You give it the right environment. You give it water. You give it sunlight. You protect it. Slowly, it becomes strong. Your mind works in a similar way. You do not create focus through force alone. You create focus through the conditions you build around yourself. What are you feeding your mind every day? What information are you allowing inside? What conversations are shaping your thoughts? What habits are training your attention? Because what you repeat becomes what you become. If every morning you begin your day by immediately looking for outside stimulation, messages, news, opinions, other people's lives, then you teach your mind that it must always search outside itself. But if you begin your day with stillness, with awareness, with a moment to connect with yourself, you teach your mind something different. You teach it that you are the one who chooses where attention goes. This small practice creates a great change, because the first moments of the day often decide the quality of your awareness. A focused mind is not a mind that never gets distracted. Even experienced practitioners become distracted. Even disciplined people lose focus. The difference is that they notice faster, they return faster. They do not allow one moment of distraction to become an entire day of unconscious living. A person may lose focus for 5 minutes and then return. Another person may lose focus for 5 years because they never stop to ask where their attention has gone. Awareness creates the possibility of change. Without awareness, we simply repeat patterns. Many people live according to habits they never chose. They wake up, they react, they follow. They become controlled by their environment. But a person who trains the mind begins to create a space between what happens and how they respond. Something happens. There is a pause. In that pause, there is choice. This small space is where inner freedom begins, Because you are no longer controlled by every thought, you are no longer controlled by every emotion. You become the person who observes, who understands, who chooses. This is why meditation and inner training are not only about sitting quietly, they are about learning the nature of your own mind. When you sit in silence, you begin to see how many thoughts appear. Plans, worries, memories, judgments, desires. The first realization is often surprising. I have so many thoughts. But with practice, another realization comes. I am not every thought that appears. Thoughts come and go, like clouds moving across the sky. The sky does not chase the clouds, it does not fight them, it simply remains. Your awareness is like that sky. Your thoughts are like the clouds. When you understand this, focus becomes easier, because you stop giving every thought your attention. Not every thought deserves your energy. Not every feeling requires action. Not every opportunity deserves your time. Wisdom is knowing what to follow and what to let pass. A person who wants to achieve something meaningful must become the guardian of their own attention. Because attention is one of your greatest forms of power. Where your attention goes repeatedly, energy follows. Where energy follows, growth happens. This is why distractions are not small things. A small distraction repeated every day can become a large separation from your purpose. A small moment of awareness repeated every day can become a powerful transformation. The mind becomes focused through small choices. Choosing to finish what you started. Choosing to listen deeply. Choosing to be present during simple moments. Choosing to give one task your complete attention. The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your attention. If you are eating, eat. If you are walking, walk. If you are speaking with someone, truly be there. Do not live half in the present and half somewhere else, because life only happens where your attention is. The world will always try to pull your mind in many directions, but your inner training is to return. Return to your purpose. Return to your practice. Return to what matters. A person who can guide their own mind can guide their own life. But even a focused mind must know something important. There are things it must release before it can become truly free. 5. Letting go of distractions and unnecessary paths. This is one of the hardest forms of discipline, because the human mind often believes that more is better. More choices, more possibilities, more options. But sometimes more choices create more confusion. A person standing in front of 1,000 paths may feel powerful because every direction is available. Yet they may never take a single step deeply enough to reach anywhere. Freedom is not having endless paths. Freedom is knowing which path deserves your commitment. Every choice you make carries energy. When you choose one direction, you invest yourself into it. But when you constantly change directions, your energy becomes divided. You begin again and again. You rebuild the foundation again and again. You spend your strength starting instead of growing. A person can spend years collecting beginnings. But transformation happens through continuation. Letting go does not mean losing. Many people misunderstand this. They think when they remove something from their life, they become limited. But often, letting go creates space. A room filled with unnecessary objects has no space for something valuable. The same is true with the mind. A mind filled with endless noise has difficulty hearing what is truly important. Sometimes the greatest progress comes from what you remove. Remove the need to impress everyone. Remove the habit of comparing your journey with others. Remove the desire to chase every new trend. Remove the belief that you must do everything at once. These things create weight, and a person carrying unnecessary weight cannot move with freedom. Look at a person walking through a forest. If they carry everything they own on their back, every step becomes difficult. But if they carry only what is necessary, they move with strength, they move with clarity, they move with purpose. Life is similar. You must ask yourself, what am I carrying that no longer helps me move forward? Maybe it is an old belief. Maybe it is fear. Maybe it is the need for approval. Maybe it is a path that you chose only because others expected it from you. The courage to let go comes from understanding your values. When you know what truly matters, many decisions become easier. You do not need to argue with every distraction. You simply recognize, this is not my path. A tree does not feel guilty for not becoming another tree. A mountain does not compare itself with the ocean. Everything has its own nature. Your task is not to become everything. Your task is to become fully yourself. Many people lose focus because they are afraid of missing something. They think, if I do not follow this opportunity, maybe I will regret it. But the truth is, you cannot hold every opportunity. You cannot walk every road. You cannot experience every possibility. A meaningful life is not created by experiencing everything. It is created by choosing something deeply meaningful and giving yourself fully to it. The person who says yes to everything eventually becomes controlled by everything. The person who learns when to say no begins to control their own life. No is not rejection. Sometimes no is protection. Protection of your time. Protection of your energy. Protection of the purpose you are building. Distraction does not always appear as something negative. Sometimes distraction appears as something attractive. A new idea, a new project, a new opportunity, something exciting, something that promises quick results. But wisdom asks a deeper question. Does this move me closer to what truly matters? Not everything valuable belongs in your life right now. Timing matters. Focus matters. Commitment matters. Imagine planting many seeds but never caring for any of them. Every day you move from one seed to another. You give a little water here, a little attention there, but nothing receives enough care to grow deeply. Then one day you look around and wonder why there is no harvest. The answer is simple. Growth requires devotion. A focused person is not someone who has fewer dreams. A focused person understands that dreams need protection. They protect them from distraction. They protect them from impatience. They protect them from the constant desire to start something new before finishing what was already begun. There is great peace in knowing what you are not doing, because when you remove what does not belong, you create space for what does. The mind becomes quieter, the heart becomes lighter, the path becomes clearer, and with clarity comes a different kind of strength. The strength to walk forward without constantly looking around. Ask yourself, what is taking my energy but not giving my life meaning? What am I continuing only because I am afraid to let go? What would become possible if I gave my full attention to what truly matters? These questions are not meant to judge you, they are meant to awaken you. Because awareness is where change begins. The person who learns to let go discovers something powerful. They were never lacking time, they were lacking direction, they were never lacking energy, they were dividing it. And when unnecessary paths disappear, one clear path begins to reveal itself. The path where your focus becomes your strength, and your strength becomes your transformation. 6. How one clear purpose creates extraordinary results. A human being is capable of incredible things, but this ability is often hidden beneath confusion. Too many thoughts, too many directions, too many things competing for attention. Many people do not fail because they are weak. They fail because their energy is divided. They have dreams, they have wishes, they have abilities, but their power is spread across too many places. A river becomes powerful when it flows in one direction. The same water that seems gentle can move through mountains when it has a clear path. Your life energy works the same way. When your purpose becomes clear, when your actions become aligned, when your attention is no longer scattered, something changes inside you. You stop moving randomly. You begin moving with intention. Purpose is not just a goal is something you want to achieve. Purpose is the reason why you continue when the road becomes difficult. A goal may disappear when challenges appear, but purpose gives you the strength to continue. Because purpose is connected to something deeper. It is connected to meaning. It is connected to who you want to become. Many people ask themselves, what do I want to achieve? But a deeper question is, who do I want to become through this journey? Because every path is shaping you. Every choice is training you. Every action is creating a version of yourself. You are not only building a result, you are building the person who can carry that result. A person who focuses on one meaningful purpose begins to develop qualities that cannot be purchased. Discipline, patience, clarity, self-trust, inner strength. These qualities are created through commitment. They are created when you choose something and continue even when nobody is watching. The world often looks at success from the outside. It sees the achievement, the recognition, the final result, but it does not see the invisible foundation. The early mornings, the quiet practice, the moments of doubt that were overcome. The decisions to continue when quitting would have been easier. Extraordinary results are created by ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary commitment. Many people search for a special moment that will change their life. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait until everything feels right. But transformation rarely begins with a perfect moment. It begins with a decision. A simple decision. I will commit. I will practice. I will give my attention to what matters. The power of commitment is often underestimated. When you commit deeply, your mind begins to organize itself around that commitment. Your choices become clearer. Your priorities become easier. You begin to recognize what supports your purpose and what takes you away from it. A person without direction must make many difficult decisions every day. But a person with clear purpose has a guide inside. The purpose itself becomes a compass. Imagine walking through a dark forest at night. Without direction, every sound creates fear. Every path creates uncertainty. You do not know where to go. But when you have a clear destination, when you know where you are heading, the darkness becomes easier to move through. The obstacles are still there. The road is still challenging. But your mind is no longer lost. This is what purpose gives you. Not an easier path, a clearer path. A clear purpose also changes how you see failure. Without purpose, failure feels like the end. A mistake becomes a reason to stop. A setback becomes proof that you cannot continue. But with purpose, failure becomes information. It becomes a teacher. It shows you what needs improvement. It shows you where you can grow. A person with purpose does not ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this trying to teach me? This shift changes everything. Because life will always bring challenges, no person can avoid difficulty. The question is not whether challenges will come. The question is who you will become when they arrive. A weak foundation breaks under pressure. A strong foundation becomes stronger because of pressure. This is why inner training is so important. Before you build something great in the outside world, you must build stability within yourself. A person who cannot manage their own thoughts will struggle to manage their actions. A person who cannot guide their own attention will struggle to guide their life. The greatest victories often begin with small victories over yourself. Choosing discipline over comfort, choosing patience over impatience, choosing purpose over distraction. When you have a clear purpose, you no longer need to compare your journey with others. Comparison creates confusion. You begin looking at someone else's path and questioning your own. But every person has a different starting point, a different lesson, a different responsibility, a different journey. The mountain another person climbs may not be your mountain. Your task is not to climb every mountain. Your task is to fully walk your own path. There is peace that comes from knowing your direction. You no longer need to prove yourself everywhere. You no longer need every person to understand your choices. You no longer need to chase every opportunity, because you know what deserves your energy. A person with purpose becomes selective, not because they think they are better than others, but because they respect the value of their own life energy. Your attention is like a precious resource. Every day you receive a limited amount of it. You can spend it on worry, you can spend it on comparison, you can spend it on distractions, or you can invest it into growth. The difference between ordinary results and extraordinary results is often not talent. It is where the attention goes consistently. A person who gives one thing their full commitment creates a relationship with that thing. They begin to understand details others miss. They begin to see possibilities others overlook. They begin to develop intuition. This is the beauty of depth. When you stay long enough, when you practice long enough, you care deeply enough, something begins to awaken. You move beyond simply doing. You begin becoming. A musician becomes one with the instrument. A martial artist becomes one with the movement. A craftsman becomes one with the creation. A person who follows their purpose becomes one with a path. The separation between effort and identity becomes smaller. The practice is no longer something they force themselves to do. It becomes part of who they are. But remember, purpose does not mean everything will always feel easy. There will still be days when you feel tired. There will still be moments when you question yourself. There will still be times when progress seems invisible. This is where many people leave the path. They mistake slow progress for no progress. But growth is often happening beneath the surface, like roots growing underground. The deepest changes are not always immediately visible. Stay with the process, trust the small actions, respect the power of consistency. A person who takes one step every day will eventually travel far. A person who keeps changing direction will remain close to the same place. The question is not whether you have enough ability. The question is whether you are willing to gather your ability into one direction. Because scattered energy creates scattered results. But focused energy creates transformation. Look at your own life. What is the one thing that deserves your deepest commitment? What is the one area where you know you can grow? What is the one purpose that continues to call you, even when life becomes difficult? Listen carefully, because sometimes the quiet voice inside you knows the direction before your mind understands it. A clear purpose does not remove all obstacles, but it gives you the strength to walk through them. It does not promise a life without challenges. It gives you the courage to face challenges. It does not create success overnight. It creates the person who is capable of achieving meaningful success. The greatest transformation happens when your mind, your actions, and your purpose move together. When what you think, what you do, and who you want to become are no longer fighting against each other. They become one movement, one direction, one path. This is the power of focusing on one thing, not because everything else has no value, but because something meaningful deserves your full presence. Your life changes when your energy stops being scattered and starts becoming a force that builds, a force that grows, a force that transforms. Because the person who learns to focus their entire being on what truly matters discovers something powerful. The greatest success is not created by chasing everything. It is created by becoming fully devoted to one meaningful path. Small conclusion. The world will always offer you many directions, but your greatest strength comes when you become clear about the one direction that truly matters. Protect your focus, train your mind, commit to your purpose, because when your attention becomes disciplined, your life begins to change. If these words have given you a moment of reflection and helped you see your own path more clearly, consider subscribing to this channel so we can continue walking together toward deeper understanding, stronger discipline, and a more meaningful life.